have prepared hilarious facts about the Renaissance. To begin with, women weren't allowed to stand in front of windows. You can ask why? They would inflame the carnal desires of men walking below and take those men away from God. The second fact is about yummy food. Pork rinds were a favorite Renaissance snack. So really, you could justify the snack by citing historical and cultural precedent. Women were told not to play wind instruments because it made your face look unattractive. Instead, women were encouraged to play stringed instruments like the lute or viola da gamba. Men usually didn't get married until they were 30. Before then, they weren't considered to be grown up enough for marriage. Men in their 20s were called Giovannis and considered irrational and controlled by basic instincts. They evidently roamed as gangs and were a particular delinquent problem for the city. Women, on the other hand, were expected to be married by 16 or 17 years old. There was an actual law limiting how much you could spend on your wedding, if only that was still true. That being said, weddings were huge events. Lorenzo de' Medici's wedding lasted over 3 days and included 5 different banquets. What was most likely to be the fanciest room in your palazzo? Your bedroom. This was the main room to receive guests, and its swankiness implied the fertility of the lady of the house. There were over 60 churches within Florence city walls, or approximately 1 church per every 300 feet. I think Starbucks may use this as their model. If you look at Renaissance portraits, a lot of women's hairstyles have hair covered in their ears. Why? There was an old myth that the Virgin Mary got pregnant through her ear when she heard the word of God. 12% of women, or approximately 1 in 8 women in Renaissance Florence, were nuns. And last but not the least, a strange fact about the Renaissance. The Medicis kept a pair of lions and some giraffes in one of Florence's major squares. Apparently, the giraffes would occasionally escape and go wandering through the streets of Florence. Thank you for your time and attention to my presentation.